Hatter flies away on Kite, rescued by Pink RX Weasel. "You are nothing but a weasel," said the Hatter. "What kind of a life is that?" "What kind of life is any life?" said the Johns Hopkins doctor. "You wouldn't put her down for being nothing but a hound dog, would you?" said Alice. "I have a point," said the Hatter, "and I am sure if she were a hound dog, she would catch no rabbits." "I wouldn't want to," said the Weasel. "I sometimes follow them," said Alice, "but I've never wanted to catch one." A hound dog suddenly appeared, licking Alice's face, kissed the Weasel, and disappeared. "Kissy face," shouted the Hatter. The hound dog reappeared suddenly, licked the Hatter's face several times, and kissed him. "My life," said the Weasel, "is full of discovery, joy, love, kindness, and respect." "That is because she is looking for it," said Alice. "That is because she is creating it," said the Johns Hopkins doctor. "Humbug," said the Hatter. A humbug suddenly appeared, hummed as it waved its antennae at the Hatter, and disappeared. "Embrace life," said the Weasel to the Hatter, "and let it embrace you back." "Even humbugs do it," said Alice, "while they are humming." "Next time I see a humbug," said the Hatter, "I'll squash it." "You will squash part of yourself," said Alice, "if you do." "Go squash yourself," said the Hatter. "You are no better than a humbug." "I never said I was," said Alice. "It's okay to spend your life humming," said the doctor, "if that's who you are." "You need to start thinking outside your hat," said Alice the Hatter. "You are wearing it like a brown paper bag." "I'll need a brown paper bag if I keep on listening to you," said the Hatter. "You're living your life inside out," said the Weasel. "You weasel," said the Hatter. "Go hide under the table." "I'm not afraid of you," said the Weasel. "Your way of doing things is old hat." The Hatter got up and started walking around the tea table, a very angry look on his face. The Weasel clung more closely to Alice as it sat on her lap. Alice gave her a little kiss. The Duchess stared up at the sky and tripped the Hatter before he got past her. "Something always gets in my way," said the Hatter, scowling and getting up. "That's okay," said Alice, "when you are doing the wrong thing." Suddenly the Hatter was standing in a huge brown paper bag right up to the top of his head. The Hatter became quite confused and frightened. The Pink RX Weasel very calmly, carefully tore the bag open for him, and Alice helped him out. "Did they teach you that in nursing school?" said Alice. "No," said the Weasel. "It was the right thing to do, and I just did it." "How would you like it," said the brown paper bag, "if I ripped you?" "Sorry," said the Weasel, and she patched up the rip in the bag with transparent tape. In a very nurse-like way, I might add. Up, up, up into the air the bag flew as a gust of wind took it away. "It's not a good idea," said Alice, "always having things in the bag." "Not if they are Hatters," said the Pink RX Weasel. "Do you live a balanced life?" the Johns Hopkins doctor asked the Hatter very kindly. "Do you?" replied the Hatter. "No," said the doctor. "Chaos is everywhere, and I can't get rid of it. I have just found that even chaos, and medical problems are the worst kind of chaos, has a rhythm to it. And once I get into the rhythm, I can get things done." "Ha," said the Hatter. "I try hard to avoid an unbalanced life, but I can't avoid chaos. A tea party is supposed to be the opposite of chaos, but in fact it can be the most chaotic place of all. Just look at this one." "Don't give me that blather," said the Hatter. "I am completely logical." "I've never been scolded for being illogical before," said the Johns Hopkins doctor. "Well," said the Hatter, "I am doing my duty as a concerned citizen." "Is the Weasel your daughter?" asked Alice. "Not at all," said the Johns Hopkins doctor. "She exists in herself and of herself. I just love watching her grow, and how she helps other folks to grow with her." "Animal rights nuts," said the Hatter. "When you turn the truth into roadkill," said the doctor, "you end up lying on the side of the road yourself, and I don't want that." A huge brown paper bag cruised through the air and ended up beside the Pink RX Weasel. With a little work and a lot of ingenuity, she turned it into a kite. "Here's something to enjoy," said the Weasel, offering the kite to the Hatter. "Go," said the Hatter. "Fly a kite." You might feel a lot less tense, said Alice to the Hatter, if you flew one yourself. The Hatter took hold of the great kite, and up, up, up he went. Help, 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 he cried out. Alice took hold of the cord, and carefully going with the currents of the wind, brought him back down again gently. Sometimes, said the Johns Hopkins doctor, life asks you to become a high flyer. The Hatter landed in the Duchess's lap. Ugh, said the Hatter with revulsion as he stood up. I sit in Alice's lap a lot, said the Weasel, as it sat down on the Johns Hopkins doctor's lap. It's not a bad thing. I appreciate your never-ending wisdom, said Alice to the Johns Hopkins doctor. Find your own, said the doctor. Wisdom is something you have to live. That is the end of this unit.